think, hanging with Ruslan, going to Derek Miner's video shoot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time me and Mogli were able to kick it. But I mean, I met, like you said, Dill and Mykael on that back in 2017 actually. And like I met Dill, but you know what I'm saying, we didn't click right away. It was just like, oh yeah, he's cool. Seems like a cool guy. Me and Mykael are both like very big personalities. And so when you have two personalities like that, it's either gonna clash or like click right away. And it did both. So so like right off the bat, Mykael was my guy, you know what I'm saying? And then we just became super close, all that kind of stuff.
Haven't we already done Bag by A3C?
Yeah, before A3C, you were on my record on Olympus, and we drove up to Arizona. Me and Zach Sparrow and shot a music video with you. I think that was the first time us actually being able to hang out. We came in to your mom's house. We met your mom and your grandma and your wife. We went and got food, all that kind of stuff. So that was super dope.
That's a real new relationship. Like you came in and met everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I tried to get his mom to adopt me.
But that's like that's the thing with this roster, man, is like I know these guys, you know what I'm saying? We all know them. Mogli and Jon were like the knew each other the least, but still.
But what's crazy, I think, with me and Jon being the newest relationship in this dynamic, it's been kind of crazy, the different types of chemistry. And even like when we go off and we'll have like these like crazy arguments about whatever type of nonsense thing going on in the culture, like me and Jon like generally like have like a similar mind of thinking, you know, like normally the team is like me and Jon versus Dylan Mykael on a side of like whatever issue. And it comes down to just like the ways that we see the world, I think.
Everybody versus Dylan.
I know he's gonna say.
All right, so let's move on to the music. That was way more than 1 minute. It's not my fault. You guys talked a lot.
We talked about more though. We talked about more stuff.
Nah, I know. So can we know what the 2 means, or we still can't know what that means yet?
I was not expecting that at all. 2 is, I don't know. Should we talk about that?
2.
I mean,
it's such a special place in my heart personally, because I feel like it came out of just adversity and created something beautiful.
Lower.
Yeah. 2 means a lot of things, but the general umbrella of 2 is just like, yeah, like Mykael was talking about, like coming out of adversity and like starting over, like the second era. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of little things that go into that. But the time that I started using it in my career was like a restart for me, essentially.
Yeah, so it's like the second era, the 2 of you, now the 2 new people. So it's just like, it has a lot, right?
There's a lot.
Okay.
There's a lot. There's that and there's more. But yeah, I mean, I'm saying it's a lot.
Okay. All right. So before we talk about the first Indie Tribe single of Holy Smoke, we got to talk about Outside. It's a vibe. Dill, I saw that you posted you were kind of inspired by Justin Bieber, by Holvey, you know, a couple of other people. So, you know, how did you kind of create that or want that soundscape to go? And then, you know, Mogli, like we got a very clean, non-compressed, distorted, pure vocal Mogli over the chorus. So can you guys, I guess, talk about the track a little bit?
Yeah, so that tweet about Hovey and Bieber and Montel was just that wasn't connected to Outside at all. That was just like I was just being inspired by them. But it has that sort of like that open, airy. This isn't necessarily hip hop, but it's also hip hop sort of feel. If you know what I mean? Yeah. So really, Mogli is the like primary spark for this song because he wrote the concept and the idea and then brought it to me. So I was I was riffing off of Mowgli's genesis of this song. That's why I say, I mean, I wasn't saying anything negative. It just genuinely wasn't from them because it was like all sparked from Mowgli's hook. He had the hook done before I even touched it. You know what I'm saying? So like, he can talk about the hook, but that's what sparked me was Mowgli's hook. And when he like conveyed the idea to me at the camp.
So yeah, basically we were when we made Outside and Holy Smoke, basically we were living together for like a week. And that was like a really cool experience because like you get to know people different when you're spending, you know, all your time with them. And we were very structured in the way that we did things. Like every morning we had a Bible study together. We cooked breakfast together. We cooked dinner together. After the Bible study, we'd have like an hour of like solitude, like prayer time. And it was actually coming right out of that time that I was just listening to the beats that we had for the camp and walking outside. And it was a situation where like, as soon as I was listening to that beat, like the hook wrote itself in within a span of like minutes. And it was like, this is a record that Dill really needs to be on. So yeah, it was just a really cool process. And, you know, I pitched that one and another song that didn't end up, working out, I think, at the camp at the same time. And then Dill had his verse within like the first verse you had in like 12 hours.
Yeah. Well, so yeah. Well, I wrote the very first version of the first verse like almost immediately, but then I like rewrote everything multiple times because that first one was not it. Remember the first one started with what was it?
Thank you. It was I got you. Don't even worry about it. Dilly, thank you for the birds and bees. It was thank you. It started with thank you for the birds and bees.
It was
like 70% similar. The first version of the first verse to what came out.
It's different.
Certain things been hurting me.
There's like keys that are different.
There's keys, but the major lines were the same. Like I only know the wind because of the way it moves the leaves.
Yeah,
I know that the doctor's good because I survived the surgery.
Yeah. You remember the whole part that you liked after that, Mogli? I took that out.
Yeah, it's true.
He made a decision. I was superstitious, but he's so good.
It's crazy because I don't even remember it now.
That's what I'm saying. It's very different, bro, because there was that whole thing. And he sewed up. He was so good. I didn't need no stitches. Something, no need for Christmas. There was like a whole thing I took out.
Wow.
Yeah.
You made the right call.
Yeah, for sure.
That's dope because you guys like I feel like that's not a common thing in hip hop. That's more like a band thing. Like the band goes to like a cabin and they're like, let's write our next album together, or they all get in the studio together. So like that was a cool exercise. It
isn't a common thing in hip hop, but it is a common thing in the greats of hip hop. You know, like hip hop is like it is more of a like people email and send files and stuff, but like the great albums and the great artists, like that's how Kanye made My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, you know? So like, after experiencing just the format of creating together like that, it's like, it's hard to go back to not making music like that, to be honest.
Yeah, you all just bring the best out of each other. Now, Jon, we can definitely hear you at the end on the gang vocals.
No, I don't know what y'all talking about, man.
Mykael, is that you on the really low in the mix doing harmonies?
Yes, it was.
Was it?
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Are you gonna tell me?
I know Mykael can sing, so I was just guessing like who else was on there.
Yo, Jon's a jerk, bro. I was on there doing like, you know what I'm saying, my little low.
I know what you sound like. I've heard you sing.
I didn't say you weren't on there. I said the low harmonies. That was Fred Hammond. That was Fred Hammond.
Was Fred Hammond.
It was Fred Hammond. Bro. Yeah, your voice is in there, but the low harmonies, that was Fred.
Right, because so we were singing the melody, Mykael. Everybody was singing the melody except Fred Hammond, who was singing the harmonies.
Yeah, well, shout out to him, man. That's like who'd have thought?
All right, so it was all four of you, and then Fred Hammond.
Fred Hammond.
Chelsea's in there.
No, the big homie Fred.
Chelsea's in there singing the
the
melody too.
That's why. Oh, Mykael, I believed in you, bro. I feel like you could have sang.
He was on it. He was singing the melody.
He is singing.
No, but the harmony. I heard the harmony like super low, and I just
the low harmonies. Yeah.
Which part are you talking about, Justin? Can you sing what you're talking about so we can? It was like the riffy one, the one that was like running underneath.
That was Fred.
That was Fred Hammond.
Yeah, it was low. I wasn't gonna try to sing it to you, but it was low in the mix.
You know what, man? There's just people in your circle who just don't want you to win. You know what I'm saying?
The big homie Fred needed his shine, Mykael. Stop playing, bro. The big homie Fred pulled up. He did us a solid. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like we should tell Justin what we're talking about here.
Okay. Look.
Go. Give me something.
The big homie Fred is really me pulling my cheek out, singing low. That's all the explanation. That is all the explanation.
Do it right now.
That right there. That's the big homie Fred.
We literally.
That's all I need for this interview. We just cut that up. We just throw it up. That's it. That's all your promo.
We literally have
you from that clip that it's real.
Yeah, we have a video in the moment. It was probably like 4 a.m. and then Jon just reaches into his cheek and just pulls the side of his face to the other side. We're in the room. We're trying to contain the laughter. It's ridiculous, man.
Like first he was like, to do this voice, I gotta sing like I have a sandwich in my mouth, and he did it without pulling his cheek. And then it's like it clicked, and he pulled his cheek to really get it, and it was perfect, man.
How many takes?
3.
Of the Fred Hammond, it was
Yeah.
Of the Fred Hammond.
Only because I kept laughing.
You should have put featuring Fred Hammond and then just not even said anything.
We don't want to smoke with the real GOAT, though.
All right. Well, speaking of smoke, we got Holy Smoke. So why doesn't the first like official new Indie Tribe single have everybody on it? And like, how did you designate that as like this is the one that we're showing you guys first?
So it's all balanced. You know what I'm saying? So we did the covert release with Outside, which is me and Mogli, you know, so that to keep because it's before the announcement of the new member. So it's like a little like pump fake or whatever. And then Holy Smoke, you got the boy Jon Keith in full effect. You know what I'm saying? So there's like balance in that.
And I feel like Holy Smoke is just fun, bro. Like
that's your intro. Like you went in on that verse. That's the first thing people are gonna say. Jon Keith, Indie Tribe, first verse, and you just how many bars was that? Was that like 36 or something like that?
More? I don't know. I lost
48
count. Because look, we had the one version, right? Of me and Dill going back and forth, and it was like a different sequence. I think I actually had the first verse, and we both were rapping shorter, and then we ended up redoing it, and Dill was rapping longer, and I was like, "Ooh, yay!" And so you know what I'm saying? I didn't even count. I was just like, "Yeah, let's go. Let's make it longer." Like this joint is, and like hearing like Dill is one of those rappers where like he inspires you to go, okay, yeah, I want to get absolutely ridiculous on this joint, because I heard those new bars that he brought in and I was like, oh, absolutely. Let's go. Let's do it. So Holy Smoke was just like, it was that joint that just, I mean, it had to be a single. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, all over this, like you guys sound like you're having like a ton of fun. Like the chemistry is super there. Like absolutely. You guys are all in it. It sounds exactly like what you said, Mogli, that you guys went away and it was like, hey, we just went and have fun. We just wrote a bunch of songs. All right. So Dill, in the song you rap, I drop lowercase to let you know it's not about capital.
Let's get it going.
So let's go. You've been mentioning capital a lot in a couple tracks.
You know,
and then this one you straight up said that. So tell me something. Tell me something about that.
You know, it's always more than one meaning with me. It's just what it is. It's in like You know, I wish I could tell you different, but I can't. It's always more than one thing, you know. But so lowercase, obviously,